I guess the first thing that I like to see in a girth is something that is well structured. So the backing of the buckle needs to be reasonably stiff and thick and obviously soft. So this is a Mattis girth, and you can see the buckles are well and truly in the centre of the buckle guard that sits behind the buckles, and this just provides protection to the horse from the hard metal of the buckles. So when we're looking at this girth in comparison, this is very thin and quite flimsy. This one's getting a little bit on, it's lost a bit of the fluff, but even when it was new it would have been quite soft and fairly, you can feel the pressure. So often with these sort of girths I get a pressure point just there in the buckle where it's the pin is coming around, and when it's girthed up on the horse you can slide your hands in and you'll actually feel the metal. Sometimes they can actually slip right off here, especially if they don't have a keeper or the keeper's stretched or something else is going on, and all the buckles come off the backing part and the metal will be on the skin. I don't think that would happen with this girth, but sometimes that's something that we do see. Usually leather girths are fairly well backed. Sometimes you can get a sharper edge. This one's not. It's nice and soft and round, well structured. The keepers are in line with the buckles, and those buckles are well and truly going to stay in that protected area there. So nice and firm and sturdy, can't feel any pressure points. A lot of girths out there will see quite a lot of elastic, some more than others. Now elastic's okay as long as it's not too much and as long as it's fairly stiff and sturdy, and it also must be on both sides. So looking at this girth here, so we've got elastic only on one side and not on the other. So what happens there, if that's done up, you get some stretch on this side and no stretch on the non-elastic side. So that can actually lead to the saddle dropping and twisting to only one side and pushing on the spine, which I've seen happen. So if there's a bit of elastic, it needs to be on both sides like that one. It's good to see a 3-ply, so that's 3 pieces of elastic versus 2 pieces. And we don't want too much, and we certainly don't want too much stretch. So if you can stretch it like this with your hand, too much stretch. So very quickly all of the give is going to be taken out of that elastic, and you're going to hit the solid point there very quickly in this girth. Same with this one. This one's even more stretchy. So if you can stretch it like that with your hand, that's too much. This one, much less stretch. Elastic is a lot firmer. You'd almost be better off going for elastic, a girth with no elastic at all. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is pressure distribution, not just behind the buckles, but all the way around the bottom of the sternum. So you can see on these girths, they've got quite a large sternal area to distribute the pressure. Even on these narrow girths, they've got a relatively good degree of width to them. Sometimes we see these type of girths, I don't have one here, but I'll find a picture of one where you've got the backing or the neoprene and you've only got one slim piece of webbing that goes down the middle, and you can basically fold that girth in half and you've got a very narrow strip of pressure distribution, and when you feel the sternum you'll get quite a narrow band of pressure. So well structured, well made, soft edges, bilateral elastic, not too much stretch, and really have a good feel once it's fully girthed up all around, underneath the buckles, all the way down to the sternum, and make sure there's no pressure points or sharp edges. The buckles are the horse is protected from the buckles. The keepers are doing their job by keeping the girth points aligned with the buckles and on the base plate behind the buckles. And that's about it.